Hi, welcome back to Let's Talk About Trust. As I was reflecting over the past week and several different occurrences and conversations and activities specifically related to COVID, um, one particular situation jumped out at me and I thought it was worth talking about. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And it's trusting your gut. Often when we talk about trust, we talk about the leader and the employee relationship and building trust with your employees, which is incredibly important. It is also even more important for you as a leader to trust yourself. Trust your instinct, trust your gut, because your gut never lies. And it's taken me many years in my career to firmly believe that and take action as a result. Now, that doesn't mean every idea that pops into my head is a good one and I just go and act on it. I definitely have learned that that's also not smart. Take the time you need to vet the ideas out, talk to some trusted advisors or mentors. But when your gut is telling you something, maybe it's a little whisper, maybe you hear something twice, maybe you see something and then you hear a conversation and you're starting to connect the dots and you're starting to feel something and there's a theme emerging, you need to pause and figure out why. Last week, I was listening to the radio, I believe it was NPR, and they were sharing some really staggering statistics around domestic violence, child abuse, elder abuse, and sexual abuse as a result of stay-at-home orders and COVID-19. And it was shocking, and it hit home for me. As a child, I witnessed quite a bit of domestic abuse in my household. And I don't talk about it much. I don't live my life by that. But it was certainly there. And when I heard this, as many of you will know, it takes you right back. And you know what that feels like. You know the fear and the panic of witnessing something like that, much less if you're the victim and you're personally experiencing violence or abuse. And I knew I had to do something. So I started doing some more research, gathering some data, current statistics, and I put some information together and I sent it to my CEO. And I asked him to review it because I felt strongly that we needed to send out some resources to our employees. And not only resources for places like the National Domestic Violence Hotline, absolutely an amazing resource, but something a little more. Because if you think about it, today with stay-at-home orders, folks who may have gone to work to find a safe space can't do that. Or folks who had a safe space when the abuser left for work can't do that. Children who had a safe space by going to school no longer have that space, all as a result of this pandemic. So the statistics are on the rise. On top of the stay-at-home orders, there's the anxiety, the fear, the unknown, the stressors of being laid off, having compensation cut, being furloughed. What if someone's ill? There's so many things that can feed into heightened levels of abuse and violence. And I felt strongly we needed to provide not only education, but a way for people to reach out if they needed to. So I put my personal cell phone number and email out there and said, or stated on the document, if you need help and you can't make a phone call, send me an email. Send me a text message. And I did that because if you think about it, these folks may not be able to pick up the phone and make a call like they used to because the abuser's right there in the next room listening to everything they're saying. But they could send an email because it looks like they're working. And if it helped one person, it was totally worth it. I've shared these documents on LinkedIn. Some of you may have seen them. I've shared them with some of my networks, some of my fellow CHROs. I have gotten the most amazing feedback from people who needed to hear the messages, who have friends who are in dire situations. I've had employees reach out to say, thank you. Somebody needed to bring this up. Somebody needed to talk about it. I have to send this to a friend of mine who needs help. So I ask each one of you Trust your instincts. And when you know you need to step forward with some courage, do it. I'd love to hear from you. What are some of the things you've done in your career, whether COVID related or not, where you trusted your instincts, you trusted your gut, and you had a great result? And if you hadn't trusted your gut, you may have gone down a different path. Drop a comment, let's talk.